Hi there, this is Kathy Crow here at the Crow Cottage. This is not a time you would normally see me, and I'm only going to be on here a few minutes. And there went our cute little bunny. He's sitting right out there. He's so tiny. And we have a bigger bunny that these are not our bunnies, you know, they're just like wild bunnies, but they're so cute. Oh man, it's bright. It's an evening. Sun's starting to go down. It's actually probably better for my lighting because it's so bright when I put the lights on. Anyway, I don't know what that sound was. I'll figure that out later. This gingerbread man is so cute. I did not want to buy a gingerbread man. I had an old one. I think it might even be a Dots one. I don't know. I know I've got some other Stampin' Up ones too. And that little bunny is just sitting out there because I think he hears me talking and he's just like right outside on our patio. I'd turn it, but the camera, you wouldn't be able to really see him anyway, I don't think. Because here, let me see if you can see him. He's so cute. Can you see him? Oh, I don't even have my camera in here. Good thing I looked. There he is. Do you see him? Oh, he's so cute. You can see him right through the screen. He's like frozen. Frozen. He's so scared. Okay, anyway, now that we are done with that. He's fun. I already was out there sitting because Jeff is at a football game tonight for a little while. He won't be there that long, so I won't be able to do this for very long. This is going to be super quick because the gingerbread man that we have in Stampin' Up this year is very cute. The only reason I bought it is because it has this wonderful die that actually joins their hands, so you can do this fantastic little card with this. There he goes. He's gone. So now he's not distracting me so much. And so this is why I bought it. But then when I went to use it, I was so disgusted because it wasn't stamping up right. And I was sure that I had a defective product. But when I contacted Stampin' Up, they said, no, they didn't say it like this, but actually it was me, because I would have been very offended if they'd said, no, I think you're doing it wrong. They just said, well, try this. And actually what they said to try it worked. So I'm going to show it to you, and then we're going to be done, because I'm not actually making anything with this tonight. I don't have time, for one thing, and I also just haven't planned anything. But I know I'm not the only person out there. The only demonstrators have this right now. This is not something that's actually going to be for sale. For those of you who want a really cute gingerbread man that can make this fabulous little card. Did I even do one as a card? I don't even think I've done one yet. I've got some cut out, but they actually join. Their little hands join and you can do a card. I thought I'd done one, but I don't. In fact, I'm sure I did. Is this one? Oh yeah, I think this is one. So there you go. Isn't he cute? Okay, so they're really cute. This one doesn't have a face, I know, but we will do one with a face. I will talk about that, and I'm going to put the camera down and stop yammering. Oh, he's out there. I see him. I see that little bunny. He's so cute. Look at him. He's out there in the grass, and I've got it up as big as I can get it. No, there it is. Look at him. He's looking like, what are you doing? Okay, I've got to stop this nonsense. All right, so now I'm going to turn, oh no, I wanted to keep it there because I want to turn this down and I'll have to adjust my lights and all of that. I'm going to get this up higher because I think I've been kind of keep making it hard for people to see. And I don't even see what you see really, so I don't really know what's going on, which was kind of foolish because with the lighting situation and all, I kind of do need to see. Now the bunny is frozen again out there because I'm moving around and all, but not too much because he's young enough, he doesn't really know to be too scared yet, I think. And also he comes in our yard every evening at this time, and there's not a problem. Nothing happens. We had our groundhog visit earlier, and he's getting more comfortable too because I was out there watching, or I wasn't out there. If you open the slider, he like instantly runs away. Instantly. And so didn't go out, but I went and stood by the slider so I could get a picture of him, and I got a pretty good picture of it because he wasn't moving away. All right, so now I can see what you see, and that's very helpful. All right, so now, okay, so here's the deal. I have to take this off because I need my glass matte. It's gonna glare, but that's okay, because the problem is when I stamped this, when I just peeled this guy off of the plastic that it comes on, you know. Okay, I had it sticking on here like that. And here's his little face. You get a few faces. That's the winking eye one. There's his little buttons. When I just peeled it off and placed it on it, I mean, I didn't do anything to it, and stamped it, when I went to cut it, it did not, see where the line is? His hand was cut off. His hand was like way over here, and I was so mad because it wasn't working. No matter what I did, I turned things around, it didn't really matter. This is actually fitting better than when I originally put it on. It's because I've had it on the block for a few days, because I've been meaning to do this video for a few days, but anyhow. So what they told me at Stampin' Up support, and they were correct, take this and put it down like you would if you were gonna stamp with it, and then take your die the way it would be cutting it out and stick it around, and if it doesn't fit, then you have to make it fit. So I'll take that off, and then I'm gonna just put this back. And again, the pressure points where I would ink up are down. Okay, I'm putting it down. The cutting edge of your die is going down. You can do it the other way, but you can't. The reason you have to do it this way is so that you can put your block right where it needs to be. Okay, so now I've got the cutting lines in the die going down. I've got my pressure lines going down, and then I'm gonna just fit this little guy. His little hand has to get pushed in. Now that's the deal with these photopolymers, and it's actually something nice that you can't always get. With the cling ones, you can't adjust at all. You don't need to. Okay, cling ones hold their shape. They don't get misshapen. The other thing, though, is that they can't be shaped either. Like with the words like baking spirits bright, how cute is that? Well, the thing about photopolymer is not only can you see through it, you can shape it a bit. So you could actually curve this a tiny bit and get it curved, as long as you don't, leave it like forever, because they will stay in that shape if you leave it too terribly long. Well, now that I've got this in like that, now I would be ready to stamp if I wanted to, but I'm gonna adjust it a little bit. I want the margins to be exactly the same all over, and I can kind of move the die a little bit just to get this exactly where, just making sure it's all fitting in exactly where I want it to, and nothing needs to be adjusted. Like, you can move his head a little bit. And now with this glass mat, the reason I'm using it is because I can stick my stamp down and it sticks to that glass mat. We have a Stampin' Up one that we sold a year or two ago. But you can use any glass mat will do the same thing. And anyway, so you can kind of adjust it. Like if his neck is off a little and you don't really like that, well, just adjust it. You're not going to want a lot of adjusting, but you can adjust however you want. If you want it to be like right at the edge with very little, you can kind of do that too. Just be careful because it can get a little too big and then you're going to cut it. Now I'm going to use the little winking eye. So again, putting it so that the part I'm going to stamp is going to be down, and I'm going to put his little eyeballs in there. Okay, very cute. And I don't really need this here anymore because I have it where I think. Now I'm kind of messing with it, so let me make sure it's staying where I want it to. I want to make sure it's still going to cut perfectly because I kind of moved that hand a little bit. Okay, let me make sure my... It's looking pretty good. It could probably be a little bit better, but I'm going to leave it at that just to get going here. And then the buttons, I'm going to put these. There's a smaller one and a larger one, so we'll put the smaller one at the top, right in the center. And then there are some squiggles and things, but it already has its squiggles and I don't need any extras. So now once you're done, this is the biggest block and you do have to have the biggest block. The next size up block is this one, and you know, it just doesn't quite fit, does it? It's close, but not close enough. So now I'm gonna push this down and push it really good to make sure my stamps are sticking on it really well, and there we go. Now he's ready. He's all ready. I don't wanna move him. Now for these guys, you really must emboss. We have a white craft pad, or we did. I don't know if we even still have it, because I'm sure many people have tried to get, you know, white ink like I have. You know, it doesn't really work all that well. You really have to have, you have to emboss. So take your, I'm going to use pecan pie. You must have, absolutely important, a embossing buddy, we used to call it. I don't know what it's called now. It's part of a whole little embossing kit, but this is a non-static little bag, and you can actually also buy those at the craft shop and rub that all over. Then I'm going to use white. You can ink it up with white, but you don't need to, and I prefer to just use my Versamark. Okay, so I'm gonna do one. Now I'm gonna just do one. I could do two and position them here like this, so I know. But if I'm gonna do that, if I was gonna do that, I would need to mark the outside of my die, so I kind of know, you know, what, because I'm going to have to do one and then do the other, and that's going to be just too complicated. I'm going to do just one, one at a time. It's not a big deal, and I would prefer to do that rather than mess everything up. So here's the Versamark. I've already marked that now in a way I don't really like, but that's okay. All right, so we're going to push that down like that. I did my embossing buddy. That's the part I always forget. And he's all set and ready. Make sure you get your powder going pretty fast. I mean, it's going to take a minute to dry, so that's why I like the Versamark. It's nice and sticky. And be liberal, because that's all going back in anyway. I just need to get a little piece of paper to put the excess on. Okay, put a little flick, and there we go. He's very clean. If there's any little strays, and there's always a few, you can use a brush to kind of get those off, because you don't necessarily want to have strays. So we'll get those off. Although in this case, it would just look like some stray frosting kind of, you know, on him. It might not be that big a deal to you, although I personally don't like it usually. I like it to look really clean. And then I'm going to just pour that right back into my container. There is the stamping emboss, or the embossing buddy thing has this little tray that has the, you know, anyway, it's cool and all that, but I don't need all of that. It'd just be another thing. This I can take and just throw away, which is handy. And then you're gonna use, I'm gonna get rid of this and move it to another location so I don't accidentally put heat pat on it. Get your little heat gun going. Ah, this is the fun part. Now, if I wanted to, though, before I did all of that, I could put this down, Mark, but no, that you're just gonna, don't do it. You'll just mess up your powder. This isn't set yet, and until it's set, it's gonna move around, and like, I already can see I've got little strays that just moving it around even. I kind of got, there we go. There we go. That's better. I don't want a bunch of white on there. Okay, now we'll try that again. You just have to get it nice and hot. Let it heat up just for a minute, and then you can start to emboss, and then you'll be able to see as it goes. How cool is that? Maybe I should put the camera down a little bit so you can see it better. Maybe. All right. What is today? Today's Friday. Yeah, Jeff is on. Is just going to see a football game, and I probably should have gone with him, but I didn't know how cold it would be at night. Sometimes it gets cold out there for me, and I can never stay. I said, you should go by yourself because I always make you leave early, and it'd be nice for you to just see the whole game. And he said, oh no. It'll be fine. You don't do that unless the game's kind of boring. We'll go to one where it's these are high school games, And I have seen so many high school football games because Jeff was a football coach. Okay, now, so I'm like, I think I'll let you enjoy that all by yourself tonight. And voila. Aren't you so cute? Not as cute as that bunny out there, but still pretty cute. Since this is all ready to go still, I don't really have to reposition it or anything, but I do need to know where I'm putting it on here if I'm going to cut it out. But really you don't, because I just want the hands to match. They just need to touch, because here they're kind of flat a little bit. They would actually overlap just a tiny bit in this. Okay, so if I put this down like this so you can see what I'm talking about, normally it would be, they look like they would overlap just a little, but I'm not going to have them overlap because that's my card fold and it'll be fine. So to get the other one though, I do kind of want it to be straight across and all of that. So I am going to go ahead and put this here just so I can kind of see where I'm positioning my hand. So this one I'm going to put the outside hand there. Here's a little, well, actually a little bit further in, but anyway, we're going to put a little mark there, little mark there, little mark there, little mark there. And now I kind of know where I'm putting my second guy. Okay, I'm going to ink that up again. Before I do it, I better do my embossing buddy again, because otherwise I'll have trouble. And that's the thing I often forget. Okay, very good. And then we're going to do the next one. I want his hand to be like right there, his little feet there. I have to kind of get right over it to make sure I'm getting it where I want it to. I think we're going to go with it right there, and then we'll see how it works out. Now, I think if I am going to do this for real, for myself, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one, and then I'm going to cut it out. I don't really probably want both winking guys, one I won't even want a face on. It's going to be the back of his body, so I would just do him straight with no face. And if I was going to do, I shouldn't say if, when I do this as a folded card, that's what I'm going to do. But for the now, I'm going to just cut these guys apart because I don't really know what I'm going to be doing with them, actually. I just wanted to show it because it's new, and I don't want you to get your product when you've ordered it. It all comes out for sale September 3rd, and I don't want you to be getting it and stamping it and struggling with it and thinking you've done it wrong. When you haven't done it wrong, it's just that these photopolymer ones, when they're this big and wobbly, they're different. So now we're going to do this. And get that back in there. Now see, I love using this embossing powder, you get a really nice effect. And the thing is it's so inexpensive, and I buy one and then never need another one for ages and ages. So it's a real good value. And I am done for tonight. That's all I'm going to be doing. Like I said, you're going to see this as a finished product later. And I'm going to go ahead and emboss it and cut it out so you can see how it goes. But aren't those cute little faces? So you've got a little, oh my goodness kind of expression. And it says, oh snap. I love that. I'm not sure why I would ever want a gingerbread man to say, oh snap, but it's kind of cute. And I do know I'm going to use the oh snap on something else. And that is another reason I bought this, because I thought, oh snap. I think I have that with an alligator set. Didn't we do an alligator that said oh snap not long ago? Like a couple of years ago. And it's a cute little stamp. And then sugar and spice and everything nice. Oh yeah, that's sweet. Seasons Eatings. I do really like that. And the Baking Spirits Bright. Very, very fun. And that also goes, here's another new one that I'm not showing you, but I'm showing just the cover to you so you can see it. Homemade Treats. The little tiny gingerbread man. It's going to go with this, but it has all the little kitchen things. And the dies. This is what I got. It's beginning to taste a lot like Christmas. So cute. Cookie sheet. Little cookie. This is going to be so cute. I'm doing this with this somehow when I get to it. I haven't gotten to my Christmas things really much yet, but I really wanted to test out the gingerbread boy and see how he went, how he worked, and I'm glad I did, because he is just a little bit awkward in a sense. There are candy canes. Oh, nice. Sucker, little pinwheel, nice. And again, there's so many nice little sayings. You can do that with your oh snap. He's got a cute little hat. I mean, it's got all kinds of really cute things in it. Okay. Oops, I forgot the actual lid to this. So let me put the cover on here so everything's not just sticking to him. All right. And close it. That's how I lose so many dies, is by not actually closing that. I'm going to put this way up so I can get this cut out. And you can see it. See how easy it goes. All right, let's go this way. All right, and we'll see if it's going to cut out good. If not, it's me. Now that's looking perfect almost. Let me just get it positioned, but that's looking really, really good. Okay. I just have to get it over just a tiny bit more. All right, I'm still working on it. Okay, I can see I'm gonna have to perfect my placement a bit more, but that's pretty good. For really, this is the first time I've done it together, so I feel like I actually did that better than I expected to. And now we'll get out the, oh, I had plastic in there. I was wondering why it went a little stiffer. Either it was just resting in there. All right. Oh, isn't that cute? So then it folds and you've got a nice little card. He's so cute. And little gift card. Just a little card. Yeah, and then you can do all kinds of things with them. I mean, there's so many things you could do, but if you don't want them together, you can cut them apart. You know, pretty good, pretty sweet deal. All right, so you have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for watching me. You can follow along on my Facebook page, and I will see you next week. Have a wonderful weekend. I think that this is actually, what I need to do is look on the calendar. Isn't this Labor Day weekend? I'm not really sure. I think it is. I don't even pay attention to anything anymore. All right. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you sometime next week. Bye.